Hey everybody, thank you so much for your patience. We had some technical difficulties on May 26th, and of course it was an amazing holiday weekend that I hope everybody got to enjoy. So Rachel Pierce here at Benchmark Mortgage. Just a reminder, we are doing these Forge Ahead Friday series to help you invest in yourself, grow in your business. Anyone on our team is here to help you. So today our special guest is going to be Melanie at Ambassador Title Services, and she is their business development person. She's going to talk about their new app that you can use, and we're really excited to have Melanie here today, so give her a big welcome. So Melanie.
Hello guys, sorry about the hiccup last May 26th, but we are live today. Ambassador Agent 1 is a Palm agent that Carrie Clare with Ambassador Title put together with our underwriters for agents to save you time and bring value. Now, a lot of you do not work with Ambassador Title, no big deal. We are bringing this out, introducing it to our lenders that you're working with, but also trying to get in front of you as well if we can improve and save you time on the weekends and after hours when maybe you don't have Eric, you don't have Rachel, or your Benchmark team immediately at your disposal. So I used to be a loan officer back in the day, so I know what you're going through. Back in the day, you guys would call when I'm at my kids' baseball games saying, hey, can I get revised numbers? Sure, I'll have those to you in 3-4 hours. You don't have that today. So we're gonna show you how you have access to your net sheet from your phone within seconds, multiple offers, some marketing that you can use on social media, and a couple calculators. So the very first thing that I always point out is the fact that it is an app that was developed through Ambassador Title. We're working with Berkshire agents, NP Dodge, Nebraska Realty, you name it. We've got agents using this app. The one caveat is your app will come up for renewal. And when you come up for renewal, it's based on a relationship. So if you're not currently with Ambassador Title, send us a deal. Every once in a while, every other deal, send us something if you find value with this app. My phone number, in the event you'd ever want to reach out to me and schedule anything, is 402-210-5083. It's Melanie Duscott with Ambassador Title. And I'll give you that number again at the end. But the biggest thing is we want you to play with it. See if it saves you time, and then sit down and schedule a coffee with me and I can walk you through a lot more details. So today, we're just gonna show you how you can go online. Anything that you do on your phone, you can actually have access on your laptop as well. You're going to log into Ambassador Agent 1, and it's going to pop up real estate at the palm of your hand. When you see it, it's going to look like Ambassador Title's emblem up here. And when we click on that, you'll see some options down below, and I'm going to walk you through all of them. Buyer, that's for your net sheet, and it can go straight to dotloop. Seller with multiple offers, some calculators, and premium is going to be your social media outlets. So we're going to start with buyer. I'm going to step out so you can see what I'm doing here. Main thing is, again, this is available to you when you have just walked somebody through their home, they're ready to make an offer, and they're afraid to do it because they want to see revised numbers. You probably walked through numbers with Benchmark at 260, and maybe you're saying you need 270 to get it done. So main thing is up at the top where it's going to show Ambassador Agent 1, that drop down bar gives you options as far as what county the property's at. This is your buyer net sheet. So if you're in Cass County, make sure that you've got Cass County registered. But today we're going to just run an example in Douglas County. So it's going to give you options in Iowa and Nebraska. And as far as when you select the office, it really doesn't matter which one you plug in. I'm going to go with West Omaha. So up top, it gives you the option to put in the address. So I'm going to plug in my home address. This will automatically pull in the most recent real estate taxes Now be careful, this is your net sheet. Once in a while back, it was still showing 2021. So make sure those real estate taxes are correct and up to date. That will load into the system. We're gonna plug it in. This is a starter home. We'll pretend it's a starter home. We're gonna put it in at 275 with 5% down. Obviously you have all the different loan types available. Interest rate, we're gonna lock that in. Miscellaneous, when you see this miscellaneous, anytime there's a little wheel over here, click on that. That's where you can make your net sheet that much more precise. So if you wanted to add like a flat buyer fee, you just type that in and then plug in whatever your amount would be over on the right. Anytime you have something on the left-hand side, you have to have a dollar amount on the right. And then subtract from closing costs. You can either use the drop-down bar or you could type in earnest deposit. We'll plug in $2,500. We'll click done. And I'll show you how you error out. Say that you accidentally had something typed in on the left, but no dollar amount, and you tried to go back. It's not going to allow that. So you'd have to edit that on the upper right-hand corner, delete it, and then you can go back. Everything's stored. Again, I don't expect you to pick all this up at once. You can always schedule a time with me and we'll walk through more precise. But you've got your property address, home price, down payment, tentative interest rate. These again are just estimates and there is a disclaimer on everything you send out. The term of the loan, the taxes, the homeowner's insurance, it's just going to pull in a percentage. You can always manually click on the right and manually adjust that in if you'd like. If there's homeowner association, you could add that as well. And we know that we're not closing today, so I'm just going to move it out to the end of the month. We hit compute, and that quickly, instead of waiting for your loan officer that's at a ball game, you've got your cash to close and your monthly payment. If we looked at detailed closing costs, the first thing that it picks up are those prepaids. That's not normally disclosed on the lender's closing disclosure because they don't have to, but it's going to start with the prepaids. This reflects Ambassador Title's closing cost and state required endorsements. And then if we scroll up, we know that your lender's origination fee is not $2,600. That's 1% of the loan amount. You can always edit that. And especially if you're working with Benchmark specifically, they can actually walk through every single item with you and they could fine tune your loan sheet. So other than that, it's going to show the recording fees, e-recording, flat buyer fee that you would input, and that earnest deposit. So we're going to go back. Now say that you're looking at different options on that top blue bar. What if your buyer in conversation is discussing the fact that they may have more of a down payment? If you click on Smart Compare, it's going to pull up what you had initially input with 5% down. It'll show 10% down. Now my phone did not catch that the rate had jumped up, so I'm going to edit that and bring that up to speed. But again, your buyer is now given the 5% down or 10% down or a 15-year option. So again, their monthly payment and cash to close right at your fingertips. That quick. Now from Dotloop, if you wanted to send this straight to Dotloop, this little send button in the upper right-hand corner, you can send the full report. It will show your picture and contact information if you agree to a 99-cent monthly fee, because a title company is not allowed per the federal government to offer marketing for realtors. For free, we have to charge a small amount. So that 99 cents will come in a little bit. But again, if we hit that send button one more time, you can actually email it to yourself and then onto Dotloop. But if you click on more, if you have Dotloop on your phone as a phone app, you'll be able to send it straight to .loop. It will match up with the address. Now I'm going to go back. At the very bottom, you've got options on that net sheet. If you don't like the look of this template, you've got other options. But if we go back, you also can customize the net sheet with different languages. You've got Spanish, French, German, Punjabi, Indian. But if we stick with English, you can also update property details and actually load a picture, or you can add notes stating that the swing set is going to stay with this property. Add a photo. You could actually obtain signatures here, but we're still telling our agents just send it straight to .loop. You also have the option to save these numbers as an estimate, and say that you've got a buyer that you're taking through 5 different homes today. You can actually have an estimate on each one, but you can also give an estimate on new construction. Maybe they want to see what their cost would be with just the build. Maybe they're finishing the basement and then everything in with quartz and all that. You'd simply choose a folder, create a new folder, and then you could label it by the buyer's name, property location, whatever you choose. So, and then if you do want to go back to those estimates, the 3 bars up here in the upper left-hand corner will give you the options to pull those estimates up. And again, you can review those with your buyer. So, one other quick tip, say that you've got a second or third time buyer and they're coming to the table with a much larger amount. Say they want to come to the table with $200,000 down. You can just simply click your finger in the circle here, manually adjust the fact that they want to come to the table with $200,000, and you've got your revised numbers. So again, this is just a time-saving tool, but it also provides you a very precise net sheet within seconds. So that's pretty much it on the buyer side, as far as I'm giving you guys a real quick sort of run through here. But if we move on to the seller, now I'm going to plug in my address. We're going to sell the property, and I'll show you how you can load multiple offers. Again, when we pull in the address, it's going to load the real estate taxes, but it's also going to ask what the seller's interest rate is. You're not going to know that, but it does give an average of what it was at the time, and it's reading that they found a loan recorded in Douglas County records back in 2020. So this will actually pull the last known filed document down at the courthouse. If it's a second mortgage, it may actually show up as a $50,000 HELOC. But again, it's stating this loan is being recognized, filed back in 2020 for $250,000. It's assuming that the buyer has made regular payments on a 30-year note. I'm going to say use that estimate, but ours is actually a 15-year term. So I'm going to click to the right of that loan balance, and then I'll be able to manually bring it down closer to the current balance. So we're going to sell, just plug in the numbers real quick. Let's say that we're going to sell it at $500,000. Broker fee, again, there's a wheel off to the right. We're going to click on that. That's where you show the breakout of the commission. You can choose to keep that on or off. If you don't want your specific list portion of that commission to be reflected on that net sheet, you can turn it off and it'll just reflect the full 6%. So if we go back, again, miscellaneous also has a wheel. This is where you could load, say there's a carpet allowance. We're going to add that onto their sheet. We'll plug it in for $8,000. And maybe there's buyer concessions. The buyer really wants this home. They're going to offer $3,000 buyer concessions. We can plug that in. It's stored. It's already pulled in the real estate taxes, and it's showing that we're going to close July 1. So again, if you list it at $500,000 and that's what it sells at, there's a rough idea, an estimate as far as what they would clear. Everything that you send out is going to state that this is an estimate. Again, just like you have right now, it's not going to bind you to anything. Multiple offers, again in that blue bar. I'm going to take a few minutes to walk you through. Again, we've got different loan types, but we're going to add a couple different options here. So at the very bottom, it's going to say add offer and add new offer. I'm going to load a couple different options here as quick as I can with different scenarios. And you can plug in everything from an escalation clause to contingencies. Hard to type and talk at the same time, but this is actually going to show a very precise, professional looking option for you as far as the display. So I think you guys will agree once we get this put together here. I'm just loading different options, VA, FHA. Different contingencies. Different down payments, and this plan actually allows you to put in the agent's name as well. I'm just trying to save some time here. Okay, so we've got a few offers plugged in here. When I send it, again, hitting that upper right-hand corner and send full report, it's going to calculate the numbers that you put in. Again, you can put this on your laptop, but that quickly, we've got all these offers, and it's clean, precise, and it's easy to read. No more of the 10 million pieces of paper fluttering around their kitchen table. But looks like our best offer are these two right here. The top one has no contingencies. This bottom one you can see has a contingency. That one doesn't want to close until September. So if we go back to the very top, this one, basically they were offering the full price, conventional, and really no, well, they didn't have any down payment, so that one's scary. But the big thing is here, what if your decision maker is traveling this week and your best offer needs to have an answer by 3 o'clock today? You can actually, again, send this full report directly to the spouse that's out of town. You can text or email it to them, and that way you can move forward with ease. So very easy to read. Again, your picture and contact information would be eligible for 99 cents along with your brokerage office's identification. So moving on to calculators, this monthly affordability, this is one you'll use every time you take a client out. This is going to save you time and fuel because they're going to tell you what they're pre-approved for. Let's say they're pre-approved for $700,000. Your first question, what's your payment comfort level? They're telling you they don't want to go above $4,750. And we know interest rates have gone up a little bit. You don't know what they're going to be like, whether you're walking them through homes for the next 2 months or the next 2 years. I'm going to plug it in at 6 7/8. Again, property taxes and insurance, until we identify a property, it's going to be tough. I'm going to plug in a $500 annual HOA. But before you spend all your time and fuel driving me around town, this is going to give you an indication as far as, based on my comfort level, payment-wise, where we should stop. Now, it's going to show only 10%. You can move with your finger on your phone over to 20%, and that's their high point as far as where they'd be shopping. So when they come to you with a $700,000 Zillow property right across the street that they want to go look at, bring them back here and say, okay, so you're telling me you want to go above your payment comfort level or bring more cash to close. Now, if you're within the payment comfort level, but your second follow-up question is, how about your cash to close? What's your level there? If they come back and say, we should be clearing 50,000, pretty comfortable coming to the table with 60,000. I'm going to bring them back down to that 10%. Now keep in mind, this is simply they're 10% down. That takes it at 54,000. They'd still have those seller concessions or seller costs to add in. But again, that's going to show you their buying power. Another calculator that's kind of fun, the rent versus buy calculator. Again, you're having lunch, you're having a quick cocktail somewhere, and you overhear the conversation of someone's rent going up. I can't afford $1,800. That's ridiculous. My landlord keeps putting my rent up. You can actually plug in their rent. Let's put them in at a $225,000 home, 5% down. That quickly you're going to lean over and say, excuse me, ma'am, I need your cell phone number. I'm a realtor with XYZ company, and I just want to show you some information. I'm not going to interrupt your lunch any further, but if you give me your cell phone number, I'm going to send you some information. When I hit that send button, it turns it into a marketing piece. It's showing that they could buy a home for $225,000. Their monthly payment would be $1,994, but after their tax write-off, you're below $1,800. It will compare what they'd spend buying a home with the monthly payments versus their rent payment, and they'd break even on their closing cost in a little over 2 years. So as far as rent versus owning, options there. So again, you hit the send button. Again, you can text it or email it to that potential buyer. So one more marketing tool for you. I know I'm going fast, but our final option here is premium. This would be the social media platform. Every month you're going to receive a marketing package, and that's just going to walk through what are things that are on the news right now. What are people talking about? Are they comparing it to the 2008 bubble? Are foreclosures back in the market? Rent versus buy. They give you all kinds of different marketing ideas. You can follow that or not, but you've got all kinds of different options. Standard infographics, swipables, filters or lenses, personal videos. That's not a picture of you, but just videos that kind of change up the information, and some lead generator calculators. Anytime you're doing social media, you can't be putting the same stuff out 2 or 3 times a week. You've got to change it up. This gives you all kinds of different options and tools that you can leverage. I'm going to click on See All on these lead calculators. You may be able to afford more than you think. Or if we go back, monthly affordability. Again, different reasons that you could generate more business and refer these buyers, potential buyers, over to Benchmark for pre-approval. As far as if I go back to the personal videos, again, it's not you, but it's a cute little video that it kind of changes on its own for you. Just something different to post. If we go back to the infographics, I'm going to click on See All. Again, you can pull this up on your laptop as well, Ambassador Agent 1. It will pop up and it's going to be real estate at the palm of your hands. But again, different flyers, different items that you could have on social media, or you can print these and put them in your open house. Should you wait to buy? Anytime it says continue, once in a while it'll say customize up top. You can update and input information comparing this year's prices compared to last year. Last year we had low interest rates but higher prices. So this gives you the opportunity to compare those different numbers. I'm going to go back to one of my favorites, as far as if any of you have an open house this weekend and you sign up on this. you can actually put the same information that you loaded for your buyer's net sheet. Again, I'm going to click on continue. It's going to ask me to load that address. It's going to pull in the real estate taxes. We're going to bring it down to 5% down so we don't scare anybody off too badly. And assuming the rest of the information's right, you could go ahead and calculate this specific for your open house this weekend. And it's going to show, again, you've got this property address with 5% down. That's a monthly payment and cash to close. But down below here, it's also showing how close they are to the schools, how close they are to conveniences, gas, gym, hospital, Starbucks, my favorite, 20 restaurants within 2 miles. And then it goes into area parks, the Mark, Pacific Springs, Funny Bone. So this is a marketing piece that if I click and send it to Facebook, and whatever you choose, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, it's all going to fit that social media. If I put it on my personal Facebook page, I'm going to state open house Sunday 1 to 3, come see me. And if I post this, I've got all of that on my Facebook page ready to roll. Now you sold your homes to all your friends and neighbors, but what if one of your friends has a cousin moving in from the east or west coast and they love this property location? So again, a flyer that can go on Facebook, but you can also print it and have it as a flyer in the open house. So that's just one of the many, many options, but I saved the best for last on the social media. I'm gonna go all the way back out. There's swipables. I'm not a fan of swipables because it would not hold my attention on a Facebook page, because I'm not gonna swipe through if it doesn't have my attention. But we do have some of our agents that I've been working with that are using these swipables. They'll copy and paste them, use the information, and put them on postcards. So a different idea. But if we go to filters, I'm going to click on see all because it has all these different options. New filters, dynamic filters, those are the ones that are more professional that I prefer. Ones that are specific to closings, listings, open houses, Realtor Life, stating that you like referrals. We all do. And then seasonal, it kind of goes with the seasons down here. I'm not much into flowers and stuff like that, but sometimes I send them to my kids just for giggles. But when Maverick was out with Top Gun, that was considered seasonal, saying that you'd be his wingman. Right there. Maverick approved. Send that to your kids. They'd love it. But if we go back to the dynamic filters, this is actually you standing outside the property you're going to list, snapping a picture. Or you could go into your library and you can load a property. Let's try to find a decent one here. Another successful closing. But again, it's as easy as a click of the button. And you can change up the look. You can look specifically for some. Again, it says customize. This is where it would say nearby shops. Again, American Eagle, Shields, Village Point, grocery stores that are close by. Final touches. But a lot of these, you're actually going to be able to plug in 3-bedroom, 5 baths, whatever. I guess I had that backwards. Probably 5 bedrooms, 3 bath. But this is so easy. I tell everybody you could be at a really long stoplight and actually have your marketing done. So again, we would love you guys to try this out. This is such an amazing tool. And when I sat down with Benchmark, Eric and their team, they were like, we've got to get this in front of our agents. So that's why they asked me to come in and be part of their Friday session and introduce this to you guys, because there are weekends and after hours when your loan officer is not available for you, and you actually have access to it right here at your phone. So again, my name's Melanie Duscott. I'm with Ambassador Title. I would love to sit down with you and walk you through any questions you may have on this app. My phone number is 402-210-5083. But if you have any questions, any of the guys here at Benchmark can help you out as well. So hope you guys enjoy the rest of the year, and we look forward to working with you. Thanks, guys.